I do I do apology if I misquoted something. And I made a comment. I'm just being transparent. I watched it. I'm watching something here. It was just meditation this morning. And thinking about my friend, but Matt. I'm not gonna touch on that. But the hat I had on this morning when he raised me, he gave me that hat. Put the hat in my head in the parking lot. And I don't even make them hats no more. That hat's old. I think he got the hat when he got raised. That hat's old. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's ever been real close to me, ever seen it, I show them that hat all the time. I got it on my head. The whole inside is gone. You know, but I said that I left Phyllis and never went back, and I did. Because the young lady that I was dating, yeah, when I was pastor, when I married, I introduced her to my mother. And the day I sit down with her, my mother, she was from Mary Temple. I won't say her name because, you know, but she sat there in that living room with my mother. And my mother baited me. And she wanted to meet the girl. And I told her, I said, well, you told me that you didn't want me with a white woman. There's a pretty sister here. She's a church girl. She's nice. And that young lady was nice. She was nice to me. I mean, I didn't agree with a lot of things she did, but it's fine. You know, I didn't do right. I was a minister, and I didn't carry myself in that way. And I deserved what I got. It just didn't deserve it in the way that I got it. You know what I mean? But she sat right there in my living room, my mother's living room, and my mother bade me up there. Said she wanted to show her pictures and talk about me because my intent was to marry that girl. You know, and my mother. She said, "Oh, I ain't got them pictures. I threw them pictures away right there in front of that young lady." So that young lady knew then I had trauma with my mother, you know, but nothing stopped her from taking that trip with Jackie Delaney up to talk to Robert Chapman. I'm done with the church book. I want to do with Phyllis. And who are that 614 person that texted me at 4 to 3 this morning? You can call me. I don't know who you are. I don't know the number's 897. I don't know who the hell you are. But if you want to talk to me, fine. Call me Dion, but no one calls me that unless they're a family member or ex-in-law. No one even in the street called me by my. I never liked that name. When I was in school, they used to call me Neon Dion. I was named after my cousin, actually, uh, Leon. And but I guess I don't know what happened, but choosing Dion, so that's what my name is. But so whoever texted me with that with the question mark at 3, whatever time that was, you're welcome to call me. I don't know who you are. I don't even care really. I don't even have any 614 number saved in my phone other than my children. So I don't know who that could be. You know, I don't even talk to anybody in Columbus. Uh, but make a long story short, except the store guy, but I try to teach him. He's out to lunch. I don't know what's going on with that brother. I still try to help him, from a distance. But I'm just trying to find out that Phyllis, how you could do that. And now I'm starting to. I went to sleep last night, and I begin to think. I begin to think. You know. I begin to think. You had me think I was crazy. Now these people thinking I was crazy. I was telling a story about Faith Jones' kids, and them was the only kids that I knew outside of Eleanor Johnson trying to do Michelle McKeithen crazy and Latanya. They really tried to label Timmy crazy too. But make a long story short, how can you people that's ex-save or whatever you are? I'm not going to pass judgment on you, but this is moral. How can you even communicate with this woman? You know what I mean? You had me around all this sick ass shit, and I'm the scapegoat for the whole family, all my life. You know what I mean? And then Trina, I didn't even grow up with Junior, Lena. I didn't grow up with none of them. And Benji, none of them. I didn't grow up with none of these kids. It's in my family. And a lot of people hate me because they hate you. And you keep fueling all this shit in the family. And you're the only one living. I told you God was going to let you live to see you suffer, man. Phyllis, you a demon. And I'm gonna stay on top of this stuff until these prosecutors. That's why I'm calling about. And when I'm talking about Clark County, I'm trying to have them revisit that case about you and how you did this to me all my life. And I want to find out how that judge died in his hand. That's conflict of interest. How can that judge have an open case on Richard Eugene Fambro Jr., who was a brother of Greg Fambro Sr., and during that whole time, this damn adoption going on, and my records are sealed to this day. And no one at Clark County, probate, whatever y'all's courthouse is called now, down there when I went down there. And then, I went down there 3 times. Actually, I went in person. They told me on the phone they was going to give me my whole file. I get down there. Then they make excuses when I get in there, give me a piece of paper. Then they made me send another $50. I think I ended up paying 100 total. I think. I know I paid 50 for sure for one piece of paper, and that was a copy of my original birth certificate. My dad's name wasn't on there, and it wasn't really my original birth certificate. It was a certificate that they submitted to the state vital statistic and the health department with Greg's name on my birth certificate. I think Greg's age on my birth certificate was 19. I don't know what my birth certificate is. I ain't seen it. You know, I've been walking around trying to do positive. You know, and you hear people say on death row, walking death. That's just kind of how I felt for years until, I just started digging, man, and start asking questions. Baiting people to give me the information I needed to solve this mystery. And I haven't got to the political part of it, but some way, somehow, because Greg was a county employee. You know what I mean? And Greg ain't a fool, but he's slow. He is. He's slow. His children are slow, except Yance and well, Yance, he's not slow, but Yance has some issue. The damn Keita. You know what I mean? And them the ones y'all try to victimize, and y'all try to play me. Anybody in my schoolwork, anybody, the teacher I was talking about, Miss Simmons, Lyndon, Mr. Carrington. I don't know if Mr. Carrington was gay or not, but he was real nice. But I made a lot of reports in that school there when they used to have the high schoolers or whatever that, when you used to walk. Anybody went to Lyndon back in the 70s, they had Mr. Carrington, and we used to have to walk out and go from Lyndon and go over to that other building right there. Was that a middle school? Any of Lyndon people out there? I used to walk. We lived right there at Joyce Avenue, and I would walk down Joyce, and I cut through that alley right there. The alley right there on Joyce, y'all that live out there in that area. I had a best friend, almost drowned Johnny Jones, wherever you at. Almost drowned in your backyard, right down there on Joyce Avenue. Matter of fact, they right cat corner, not cat corner, 2 doors down from David Sanders. David Sanders lived on one side of the street, and my friend Johnny Jones lived right there. And I used to go to his house when I was a kid. They tried to teach me how to swim. And Daryl tried to kill me at the boys' club. I never knew how to swim, but I had to stick with Daryl, and Daryl was supposed to look out for me. And Daryl took me in that boys' club down there. Uncle Hoppy, and he used to take me down there because Uncle Hoppy. You couldn't watch no cartoons if he was home. He would let me. They had me back in that den back here. He let me do what I pretty much wanted to do. I was a good kid. I didn't bother nobody. Daryl the one they had to keep an eye on because he was a born thief and crook. You know what I mean? But Daryl tried to kill me at the boys' club. We was at the boys' club, and Daryl took me in that damn water. I think we was about 9 because Uncle Ed was still driving the bus. I think he was on Route 9. And that's how we knew that was our uncle. We didn't know who he was. And we kept wondering who this man was, what letting us on the bus. And one day, I think me and Daryl was leaving Grandma's house. I don't know where we was leaving. And we went to get on that bus. We was right there at, I think Uncle Ed drove the Leonard bus. I don't know what bus he used to drive. But me and Daryl went to get on the bus, and he did Junior and them like that too. So, y'all be clapping back at me, y'all folks over there, talking about me. They did Junior wrong too. If Junior want to be transparent, Junior remember. I think Junior told me a story about that once. Either him or Lena. When I went to get on the bus and they knew that was Uncle Ed. Because Lena older than me. Lena's birthday in a couple of weeks. Lena be 61 years old. Lena will. Now to Lena. Yep, my baby look just like Phyllis and Grandma. I'm no shade to my grandma because everybody know I was her baby. But when Grandma was sick, Lena looked just like her. When Grandma lost all that weight and started wearing her hair real short. Grandma used to wear wigs. My grandma did, or a scarf. She ain't go nowhere. Eveline was going around sneaking out early in the morning, going to Woolworths, hiding, stealing grandma. She was stealing grandma's money too. A lot of y'all don't want to talk about Eveline. Wonder why they want to go to her funeral, but they forced me to sing. Me and Alice sing at her funeral. Alice can sing her ass off. Me and Alice about the only ones can sing as far as the cousins. They can really hold something as far as the ones I know. And Pooh. Pooh sing her ass off too. Alnita, that's her real name. But I call her Pooh. That's all I ever knew her. I didn't know it was her government name until we was adults. That's how crazy that is. That's our family is, and everybody want to be cussing folk out. We don't even know each other's government name. We don't even know their nicknames and shit. You know what I mean? But we all got a trait. But Phyllis, you're the last one, and you're gonna live to see. God gonna show you. And I made a report. I sure did. I talked to that prosecutor, and then well, I didn't make the report. I tried to. And she come talking about when I started talking about Lieutenant Garman, and I started talking about that damn Darnell Carter from Grand Avenue, the one that took the damn case, and y'all had me having these meetings and shit down in that damn church and in Normal's basement. And I was playing the piano, and she come trying to look at me stupid, talking about my daughter played it. It ain't your goddamn daughter, it's your granddaughter. Let's go show how crook you are. Because y'all adopted her, it still ain't your damn daughter. It's Nadia's child. You should have threw her to the sparks. Maybe Nadia wouldn't be fucked up. And Tanisha and them granddads, she the one got married and probably robbed somebody and got some money and raised a damn girl and got a girl acting crazy. But them ain't my kinfolks, so I ain't gonna talk about them. I'm gonna talk about this damn Phyllis and how you had everybody thinking I was a sexual deviant and I was crazy, put me in these institutions, but don't want to give me no medicine. Go to the schools and tell the schools I'm a problem. The school tell you it's documented. You educated motherfuckers, go into the school records, you teachers and shit, and see how y'all church folks be brainwashing these kids and abuse them and use them to, shake people down and steal from folks in the church. Phyllis Bam, folks thinking she been broke for years. Everybody think we was the poorest family in the world. I remember they did a survey once at Grand Avenue. This was crazy. This is funny. When I'll be sitting back thinking, a lot of stuff come back to my mind. Don McCraney told me one day, I talked to him, he said, man, you got a memory. And I do. I told you I remember the day I was born. I just said, hey, I need you. Can I just stop a minute? I got pictures. Hey, y'all cutting up. Can I just do hey, Sophie, let's go, baby. I know y'all going through y'all domestic violence. I want you going outside today. Come on. Y'all go play. Thank you. Hey. Damn husband. I got that. These cats be fighting and shit, man. I don't know what be going on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Can somebody help me? I'm just trying to have a real conversation. But what I'm trying to understand is how Phyllis, who's got about 15, I'm exaggerating, 15,000 damn Facebook page. My birth mother, who's on my birth certificate, if y'all think I'm lying about this woman. Some days she go by Fanbro, some days she go by Pryor. She don't even talk to the Pryors. She really put the fire to my brothers and them when she found out. And then her and Jerry, and my Aunt Jerry was the closest. Trina, drama queen, she disgraced your mom. She didn't go to your mom's funeral. My Uncle Hoppy died. She knew that Uncle Hoppy died. I didn't know Uncle Hoppy was dead. You know what I mean? They didn't want me around that because they know I know everything. I know everything. That's why y'all putting pressure on me. Trina, ain't nothing you can do, baby. Nothing you can do. You can call Nay, you can call Deanna, you can call Phyllis, you can call Keita, you can call because I drag Jimmy and Mildred and Tasha in this shit. And you don't want me talking about that. That make me start bringing up some memories on y'all's ass. And you're really going to shut the fuck up. Because I lived in that house. I know what I saw. I know what I saw, heard, and I know how heavy my hand was to keep my goddamn mouth shut. Now, I don't know if Jimmy living or not. I know he's in Cincinnati. But if he living, he really don't want to clap back at me. If Tasha living, I know Mildred been dead. I know they was best friends. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, Phyllis knew about all that. But Phyllis wasn't going to talk about that because Phyllis was too busy screwing Tiny and Kenny. She might have even messed with Westcott because her and Westcott was real close. I'm alleging this. I ain't making no accusation, but I'm just showing you the sick environment I was around. She might have been messing with Mike because her and Mike was like this. And Trina. Yep. Because Phyllis was like one of the kids. That's how Uncle Hoppy looked at. Y'all call her Pee. That's how Uncle Hoppy looked at Pee. Because she didn't have a father. My grandfather died. She was 6 months old. My grandma died. My sister was 6 months old. My mother is reliving the life of my grandmother, except my grandmother's hands is clean. Mm-hmm. A lot of the information I knew because Phyllis was the only one left at home. Mary was gone. Geraldine was in Columbus, and Jerry was in Columbus with Uncle Ed. Now the rumor is, well, I was told Aunt Jerry was raising Leon and Christina, but the way I hear from Leon and Christina, they raised themselves. I don't know what happened. All I know is my aunt left Lowmore and came down there at 15, 16 and stayed with Uncle Ed and them, because Uncle Ed and them used to live on 11th Avenue, something like that. You know what I mean? Somewhere down there, somewhere down there. Chris and them was kids. And Leon, you know, he was always in trouble, getting in trouble. You know, he was married to Yvonne. When Leon got sick, I tried to be there for Leon. I tried to be there for Yvonne. You know, y'all getting Leon's daughter's head and playing her head. You know, I ain't going on my way and begging nobody to help you. If the man's sick and y'all need some help, call me. I'm not begging you to call you. I can't remember one time that any of you came to the hospital bed when anytime I was sick and y'all wanted to be my mama. You know, y'all cover stuff for your daddy, cover stuff for your mamas and stuff, and y'all want to get at me because I know the information. You know what I mean? And y'all want to hold me back. Hold me back, that's cool. I ain't worried about it. I'm going to tell this truth. Y'all know my days is numbered now. I know now without a shadow of a doubt, this is politically motivated. I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm a certified now disruptor. You know I am now, because if I got people, if the saints don't want to hear the truth, then they're not even saved, because they got a seared conscience. You've been brainwashed and institutionalized to accept what you can. You know, Mr. Clayton Richard White say, accept what God allowed. Y'all want to accept what man allowed, and you pick God on the back burner. You know, I didn't agree with everything Samuel Green did, but Samuel Green, one thing about it, you wasn't going to be doing no disrespectful stuff in God's house and in His presence. You know, that's why you use different stuff and you hear them voices and stuff. That's Church of God in Christ voices. I can't find no Grand Avenue folks from old tapes. You know, I found a whole bunch of information. I got some tapes and stuff out. I had somebody make some stuff, and I found some stuff of Maggie Willis. I'm not going to. Jack Jackson ain't done nothing to me. But let me find some of them old fellowship meetings where I would hear. I remember they had that one foreign man come over there. He preached a good message over there at one of them Christmas meetings. See, while the other young folks, the ones that's preaching now, you know, the bishop now, Bishop over on Court, right, Bishop Samuel Cabin, you know, and you know, all the other ones is, you know, so deep in God now that they didn't even think about God. Y'all had y'all's legs up in the air and y'all out here, you know, y'all doing all this crazy stuff. Now y'all in the lap of God. And y'all just as weird as the ones that was before y'all. This is crazy to me. You know, this is weird. I was in the meeting listening to all the messages in the services. Not because, you know, and I was a bad apple, but I always loved church, man. You know, I always liked seeking information, knowledge. You know, I just didn't like school. And when I was going through the traumas, you know, my mom had me run all that shit. I acted out, but the teacher even told me he's just outspoken and he's just hyperactive. And they told her they to put me on something. They were trying to put me on Ritalin or something. They call it something else now, not Cogen. What's that shit? Begin with a C. Replace Ritalin. But they tried to put my mess and everything. She didn't want to do that. Her resort was the extreme. Put me in a damn institution so she can go out and sneak and do shit, because she started picking up. I wasn't going with that. You can't control me with this weird shit, and I ain't gonna tell it. Then after a while, they start keeping me away from my grandma's house, taking me to Aunt Jerry's house. You know, Aunt Jerry was about her business. She's working in Children's Hospital, and I want to ride with Uncle Hoppy all day. That hot. And he had air conditioning. He had that hot ass. Had me in that hot ass car, be laughing and shit. And Uncle Hoppy there laughing, cussing everybody out. He didn't give a damn. He kept that big ass 357 on that damn car on that damn counter. Uncle Hoppy did security, did a whole bunch of shit. Uncle Hoppy, man, that man loved me. Yeah. It's like everybody God put in my life to protect me, God take them away, and then He replaced them with people like y'all, weird people. You know, this is crazy. Y'all did Lena wrong. Y'all did Lena real wrong. They ain't gonna talk about it. And y'all have Lena call me, and Lena talked to me too. Me and Lena both used to drink together. Me and Lena used to get drunk together. I always been there for Lena. Lena always been there for me. But y'all did it, turn your back on Lena. Yep, y'all did. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Y'all can want to kill me, do whatever you want. I'm talking about y'all prior. I told y'all I was going to do it. From the time I was born up till I didn't know how I was going to do it, but it just, you know, last night just showed me that, you know, people don't give a damn about truth, man. I don't give a damn how y'all camouflage and put on these costumes like y'all doing all this righteous shit and y'all not. You know, everybody want to point fingers. You know, when I'm pointing fingers, I'm pointing at what is right is really wrong. The stuff y'all doing is really wrong. And y'all make up shit, put it in a box, and put a bow on it, and spray your favorite fragrance on it, and tell you it's a gift, and the whole time it's a goddamn nuclear missile waiting to explode. And y'all sit back and don't give nobody no warning, nothing. You know, and then get mad when somebody retaliate. You know, when you do it the legal way, what you supposed to do? Because you're trying to get me to do something illegal. But the legal people ain't doing shit. So I put this shit on my channel, hoping there are some people with integrity to hear these names turn their ass in. Phyllis, that needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated how my sister can have, well, not my blood sister, but I don't know if it would be step, I don't know how to identify them kids. You know, I'm just a bastard child, I guess. You know, I guess what you call it. Because I got my siblings on my dad's side. They hate me for no reason because their dad don't want to speak up. Our dad don't want to speak up and explain shit that I don't even know. They pass judgment on me, and each and every one of them, except Brian, because he never asked me for shit. I've helped him. Brian, I apologize. Brian did. Brian used to come to the hospital and do my hair. And Brian said he didn't want to see his brother. Thank you, Jesus. Remember that. I didn't want him to feel like I was just out here bashing their family. Brian used to come to the hospital and cut my hair when they had me in that institution. And they wasn't even going to let him in there. They found out who I was. Some people, I guess, in there, I don't know. And I was the only one that was able to have my own barber come in. And Brian would come in and cut my hair every week. Yeah. That just bothered me. I don't want to get emotional, but that's just wrong. You know, I was an asshole in my 20s. I made some mistakes. I tried to learn and grow from that. And y'all wanted to see me dead. So no, I don't feel sorry for you, Trina. You know, I want you to drop dead. Phyllis, I want you in prison. I want you in the electric chair, gas chamber. At least Greg apologized to me. And he gave you the phone and you told me, if you think I did something to you, then you think what you want to think. That's what your words were to me. All the trauma you put me through, and you hypocrites in Grand Avenue. I don't hate you over there. But y'all did a lot of cover-up shit over there. And there are some people from Jackson that are complicit because a lot of that shit that was going on with the courts and authorities trying to come in and take a lot of them kids. A lot of y'all intervened and helped the system hit them violators and stuff, you know, from the system. And that's not right. It's not right. And I want to see you, I just want to see y'all hurting bad. I'm not going to do nothing illegal. I'm not going to do nothing that's going to defame nobody. But I want to see you drop dead. I want to see you dead. You're my blood. I told you, everything I ever did, you want to be a part of it, but never supported it. You brought all the men in my church like he was doing so much supporting. And then get up there and lie on me and then go be behind the scene. Had all that paperwork. I'm sending you through Messenger. Meta, do some forensic searching and check that dumb bitch's phone. If she can, well, because she, I don't know. Yeah. Daryl's too. They all had the stuff. Because my barber, you know, he was helping me. And I reached out to him. I don't know if a situation happened, but Dale Brown, he looked out for me. I was shot right there next to Save Line, man. He cut my hair, man, took care of me. I got blood relatives trying to see me dead. And I got church people praying for 40 years, man, that had access to my medical records, wouldn't even look in them just to see everything I've been telling them. Y'all want to call me crazy and make comments. I knew something was wrong with him. And I've been crying out telling y'all all the stuff I've been going through with my health and different things, and y'all play me like I was a goddamn cheap hoe. That's cool, though. I'm not gonna worry about it. I just wanted to share that because I feel myself getting angry, and I'm gonna come back and be talking about Phyllis most of the day. But what I was saying was, how can you have a Franklin County employee, whatever, Franklin County, the state paying the boy, and then not only did you allow that girl to get pregnant, you also let that man stay in your house. And not only that, you know, to the people that live down the street, you know, and he's a deceased young man now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Kevin, I ain't gonna say your last name, but you know your brother went down to work on Phyllis' car. and had him laboring out there. And everybody know Roland. I was gonna say his name. I slipped out. Roland was sick then, and had some issues going on. And had Roland working on that car all day and all night. I think Roland, she was even short on the parts. Roland even chipped in on the parts, and then she gonna tell Roland that she had no money. That loudmouth bitch that lived next door to Phyllis, Wendy, did my sister's hair. They was great jump on Phyllis. Y'all all cover for all this shit, Daryl, everybody. And y'all had me ready to kill some people, thinking they was gonna jump on my mom. And all the time she gaslighting people so she can put me in a situation and have me fucked up. Right there on Marstead, live right across the street from her sister. And had Roland Stepney work on her car all day at that band, all day and all night. And then when he got done, I ain't got no money. Keita had that Wendy do her hair, put all them braids and shit in her hair. And then say, oh, I thought you was helping me out. But then Wendy and them, acting weird and shit. Y'all all weird. Y'all all weird as hell. Y'all are all weird. You know what I mean? That's weird to me. That is weird to me. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the word hate, but Phyllis, I have a strong resentment towards you, young lady. What you did to me. And you would try to send your son to prison. And when they, oh, and I'm going to tell you another reason how the word rumor about me being strung out on drugs. I used to go back and forth to Springfield because I was living in Springfield on Greenmont. Used to be a Bonded right there, but it's a Speedway right now. Right there. I used to live right across the street from that water tank. They had me a place. A woman that owned the property used to come in, man. She cleaned my house. My mother was telling everybody I had a mansion. I had a maid or something. I didn't have no goddamn mansion, and I apologize. I did see a roach there because Mike Kelly taught me how to get rid of them. The lady in there had put me over there, and he told me, man, you got to put a thing over there. That was my first apartment. So that was my first apartment down there in Springfield. I never had no apartment in New Carolina. I was a kid when I got put out. I don't know. There's been so much trauma. I might have the chronological order messed up. I lived on Greenmont, 27 and a half Greenmont. It was right there. I lived by myself. And, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? I was talking about, what was I talking about? 27 now. I was talking about Greenmont. I lived on Greenmont. Bonded Speedway, right there. I don't know where I was going with that story, but I know that Phyllis, she did a lot of shit. And, she didn't go to Jerry's funeral. She didn't go to Mary Lou's either. Or did she? No, she didn't go to Mary Lou's funeral. I was there though. Phyllis didn't go to that funeral. She didn't go to Uncle Ed. Yes, she did, because I preached that funeral. She did go to Uncle Ed. Did she? No. Nope. I don't think she was at Uncle Ed's funeral. So we had Uncle Ed's funeral in that funeral home. All them Baptist guys came over there except his home church. Jerry Carter. He full of shit too. Mount Period. Yeah, Mount Period. That's that guy. Kimball. He full of shit too. Because when he found Uncle Ed. Yeah, let me talk about that. Because Leon wanted to be shady and shit. When Uncle Ed left me, I ain't going to say he left it to me, but he wanted me to have it. But they didn't like to use terms of assistant and all this and that. Okay, it was telling me stuff, but telling his wife something totally different. And then she did check me one time. I will apologize. She did check me one time. Okay, he told me go out and have some business cards made up. And he wanted me to be his assistant pastor. That's when he was trying to keep me because my heart was wanting to go back to Church of God in Christ. I was getting fed up with a lot of stuff that was going on over there. Uncle Ed wasn't doing nothing illegal, but the people that was connected in position was, and they was running over Miss Harriet and Lewis, which caused him stealing that money, Leon. But make a long story short, Jerry Carter was supposed to help me because somebody told me that, Ed told me before he died that Jerry Carter was his home church because I'm thinking that Meeks would be, and then he came out of Pilgrim. Okay, I said, no, Carter, Jerry Carter's my pastor. I said, okay. So I called Jerry Carter after when Uncle Ed died, uh, because I got his home number from a family member. I ain't gonna say that person's name, they deceased too. I called Jerry Carter at his house, because I first called him at the church, left him a message. When I called him at the house, it familiarized him. I think Uncle Ed died in '09. Yeah, October '09. Uncle Ed's birthday was Thanksgiving. I think Uncle Ed was a Thanksgiving baby and Jerry was a Christmas baby. Mary Lou was and Mary Lou, because my daughter was born on Mary Lou's birthday, February 12th. Then you got Lena was born Christmas Eve, and Jerry's born Christmas. Junior was in May. Junior May 1st. Me and Junior 2 days apart. Me and Daryl 3 days apart. No, me and Daryl 9 months apart. Because Daryl was born June 3rd. I was born April 29th. Junior was born May 1st. Lena was born in December 24th. Trina was born in Michael was born in January. Yeah, Mike was born in January. He's January baby. January, February. Trina in October. Junior in May. See, the other ones I don't know. See, I didn't grow. I didn't have no relationship with them as kids. Like I said, I only knew Donnie's kids as kids because we stayed there a couple weeks. I think Uncle Donnie's working at that place out there in Southfield. Yeah, Uncle Donnie was out there in Southfield because we was there the night he had a nervous breakdown. And I overheard, and that's how I found out that what's called it got him on them drugs. Leon. He's messing with that heroin or something. Uncle Donnie was messing with. That's an uncle though. I'm telling you another reason too that the Kings didn't like May Orfeld because Gracie, Brian King's mom. Yeah, Brian King's mom used to work with my aunt. Her friend used to work with my aunt at Mount Carmel. And that's how we always was updated about my grandma. And we knew what was really wrong with her. They didn't think I knew, but I would overhear the conversation. And my mama always go in the bedroom and close that damn door in Indiana. They'd be talking and shit, and I'd be in there sitting right there by the door like my daughter. She'd do the same shit. Deanna was little. I could be sitting there talking about something on the phone. I never took my daughters around those shit. Never did. I think Deanna went with me one time. I dated a girl named Gina down in Whitehall. I ain't gonna say her last name because she was married. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl too. Girl's fat. That girl was pretty. But that was, I got set up for that because the person that she was really had interest in was a member of Quandary Wilson's church. He was a drummer over there. I think it was Eddie Shou's son, matter of fact. They was doing that MRDD work or something. I think it was Eddie Shou's son, Eddie. One of them boys, one of them Shou's boys. I found out. And then, I kind of left her alone. I didn't talk to her no more. Well, that ain't what happened. Somebody in her house, I think her sister stole some of my shit. And I went to Michigan. That's how I got copped that goddamn car. That girl was messing up. That girl, bro. Yeah, my car broke down. And I was on out there. The girl lived in Elkhart, but the car shop was in Three Rivers. Or it was St. Joseph County, yeah, which was like border Indiana and Michigan. And I got jammed up in that damn place. I went for that thing, man, thought I was smooth. I got away with it so damn long. Somebody made me mad, man. I was like, okay, all right, whatever. You gonna steal from me? Okay. Man, I thought it was bad too. That motherfucker judge told me your ass gonna do about 15 years. I said, well, he said, if you ever come back to Three Rivers, well, I don't want to go to Michigan no more. When I used to go up there to Jackson to visit Quentin, I told Quentin which way I gotta go. If I ever get caught in Three Rivers, Michigan, ever again, they told me, if you ever come back here, the crime you committed, yeah, because some other charges got dropped. Not connected to that particular case, but some other shit that was connected that got. And then I could have done some serious time. I really could have. I'm gonna do other shit. And I can talk about it now because the statue way over with about for years and years and years. So I used to get into a lot of shit, a lot of shit. And that's why, I always tell my kids, your mom know who I am. I don't know why your mom would try to incite me, but again, she always wanted me in jail. I didn't do her right, and I don't care what you say. These people in interracial relationships, I'm a living witness. I don't give a damn how sophisticated, what kind of pedigree they come from. You make a woman of any color, especially with a white woman, and you got kids with them. Oh yeah, they evil as hell, and especially if they got some old issues, and they can't get you, or you done some shit and they don't want to forgive you, then they start changing narratives on you, motherfucker. They have you set up to get backdoor killed and everything. They'll be sitting back. But I told all the people, you know, like I told my father-in-law, rest his soul, I'm gonna change the world. I told Clifford that. I told Clifford Eldon Best. I don't know what his number is, but I told him Junior. I think, yeah, Junior. If he was the third, yeah, Junior. I told him I'm changing the world, man. And people want to get on board, fine. But people start really seeing, my dude might be weird, but there's a little something different about him, and he may be getting, people that don't understand, they criticize and dictate and manipulate. Want you to die while they try to crucify. But they still want to reply and rely on your resources. You know what I mean? But I think the good Lord upstairs that He allowed a little something like nothing, and slowly but surely it's turned into something. You know what I mean? And I'm just a nobody, which I am. I ain't nothing. I'm dirt. You hear me? I'm dirt. You know what I mean? I'm clay. I'm dirt. And the powder every now and then you got to slam me down and start all over again. I don't care how many times you got to do it. You can do it, and you can make it if you try. Ain't nobody gonna hand you shit. Ain't nobody gonna hand you opportunity. Ain't nobody gonna open a door for you. They don't do that no more. Morals and standards and all that shit. You find it very smooth, few and far between. You know what I mean? You got women opening the door for men now. Come on, talk to me. My wife get on my goddamn nerve, but we go out in public. I take her out to eat or something like that. I'm gonna pull a chair out for her, depending where we at. You know what I mean? When you get behind them closed doors, you say something. If you piss me off in public, depending on how you did it. I just believe. You embarrass my mom used to have a motto: you embarrass me in public, I'm gonna beat you in public. Back then it went against the law. It ain't against the law now, obviously, because our folks are getting abused and shit, and they getting away with it and getting elected to public office and shit. Don't think that you people that I'm making complaints to that I don't have my people looking in your background. So when you be running for these offices and shit, and I start disrupting your shit, don't get mad. So I'm giving you the head up, Mr. DeWine. If you are, you know, like your hands are like literally dirty, I'm only calling you out because you are the governor and you have accountability. You have an oversight committee, an oversight board in each department in this state, whether it's agriculture, health, power, no matter what it is. I focus on stuff that identifies people that are dealing with real issues. You know what I mean? What's a light bill if you ain't got nobody here living to pay the damn light bill? And how do you have house speakers getting sentenced to prison? And I told you the HB is coming back around. Go into miscellaneous, you'll see a lot of these legal affairs. You got a lot of these legal commentators, lawyers, attorneys, different people, political people on both sides of the aisle talking about that HB. That was the biggest scandal in Ohio State history. And I think that Medicaid bust is might have superseded that because I think that Medicaid thing was 6 billion, not 6 million, 6 billion, $6 billion in 88 counties. And we got bishops, senior bishops, and all this shit, and y'all building all this shit in y'all's churches and speaking in tongues and being dictators, and you got people out here messed up digging ditches for innocent people. I'll just give you 39 minutes and 34 seconds of my time. Can you please like, share, and subscribe? If you watch this live today, I hope you enjoyed it. You're going to begin to see a more disciplined control because now I'm so zero focused on this corruption, and this has affected me almost gravely. I have a serious issue, and I'm focused. So, people call me that haven't called me in a long time, and it seems like I'm irritated. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I got a job to do. And God didn't allow me to live to keep my mouth shut. I don't have time to go out of my way and point fingers at what this person did, what this person did. If you're in public office, I'm holding you accountable, especially after the situation that it put me in. And the good Lord afforded me an opportunity to continue to give out truth for free, be in D, remain in me, staying free from institutionalized systematic corruption across the board. Red or yellow, black and white. If you're not precious in the sight, in regards to your ethical and moral aptitude in regards to this great state of Ohio, then I have a problem with you. Because I'm like MC Hammer, and I ain't going to the slammer. I'm too legit to quit, and I ain't going to quit. You hear me? Bet on that. Man, I'm not a gambler, nor a scrambler. I'm going to hit you face to face. I'm still going to try to operate under amazing grace. I'm just going to do it in a more explicit manner. Okay? So, for those that haven't registered yet, in your mind, and to that young lady, I want to call some people out that I've called report some of you people. DSCC staff, I want to call out on this Traveling Revolutionist page, Brittany Powell. She claims she's security. She claimed that she switched up and said she was dispatch. I asked her to get me in to Miss Mary, the human resource lady over there at DCSS. I left her a couple messages. I think her name is Mary Patos or something like that. And I want them to see. I left another person a voicemail that works in that establishment that I know. And last 4 year number is 0279. Sir, reach out to me. I need a human resource in that department to look into me. And if you don't call me, you see this live here, I need you to do an internal investigation on your chief branch officer over there, Lieutenant Jane Babbitt, living in Pickerington, under false pretense. And I want you to look into her. Thank you. And the institution I reported to her that stole my money and covered it up. Thank you. And that young lady in Cincinnati that hit me up on Messenger last night that's connected to them people down there. I appreciate you. I ain't got no person against you, but they set you up to look stupid. And Doreen, you know what you covered up for your sister. And don't make me start airing your situation out about the two cousins that had that situation there in Cincinnati and y'all sisters. And y'all act like y'all hate each other so much and y'all be talking about like each other like a damn dog. But I can talk about that case. I mean, it's over with now, but your son is incarcerated now because of some shit that your sister's child did. Y'all told me that. That's what y'all told me. I don't even know y'all, but David Sanders hooked me up with y'all. And then when I told him about it, David Sanders, I was like, he don't even talk to y'all. And I know y'all do because David done told me when the shit first came out about all this corruption and shit. And I reported your sister because I was led to believe that your sister was doing it, was over doing some things. And she blamed on your daughter. The only reason I didn't pursue it because I didn't want to drag Mika into it. Mika hit me up last night for whatever reason. I ain't talked to Shamika in goddamn 8, 9, 10 years. That little baby was about 2, 3 years old. And I ain't heard from Doreen since I called your ass out on my YouTube about what you did, Doreen. You told me you supposed to be my friend. You used to always call me complaining about your sister, Robert, and every damn body else. And I was there for you. You always called me your brother, but you didn't want to take up for me telling the truth. You wouldn't know I wasn't no damn rehab in Cincinnati. But you wanted to go out and tell people, make people think I was just a liar because you was covering for your sister. But your son doing time now because of your sister. And your sister, when I met her, when I met your sister, that's the first thing she told me. Ran you down like a dog. And then when I met you, y'all come down to my uncle's funeral and turned out. Florida did. Came to my uncle's funeral and turned out. I just buried my uncle and y'all want to come down there and you speaking in tongue. Then them people down there, them churches down there I was going to, you know, and y'all didn't even speak up. Y'all know I wasn't in rehab. But you let Flora talk to you and tell you all this shit. Flora's mad because Flora wanted to be in a relationship. I told her I did. We was in damn Toledo. I told her we wasn't going to be in a relationship because I was married. My wife was in prison. And you called the pastor of the church he was going to, telling him that I was going to do something and threaten to have your son Sean and them jump on me or whatever, which I ain't worried about that. They know you're a crook. And the man you married to now, you was talking to me when you went to Alabama trying to have me help you set your church up. You pull the Holy Ghost and you on Section 8, working and all this kind of shit, causing all kind of problems. Now maybe start talking about that shit you're doing at that daycare down there in Cincinnati. Y'all see, y'all play a lot of games. During you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You block, you can't even reach out to me. But I know you got 3 pages. You got that one page with the white outfit on the other page, and I was there helping with your brother's funeral. See all these people I help. Y'all get it now? You have shown people it's okay to screw Famber over. He gonna be crazy, you know. He gonna talk about you. Go ahead and get everything you can out of him, and child, he gonna flip out. Everybody think he crazy anyway. You can get anything out of him. He got a heart of gold. I sure do. I got a lot of things in my heart, and all of it ain't gold. I got a lot of shit on my mind too. A lot of it I can't say because I ain't got the paperwork. But if I'm talking about something, you best goddamn believe it's in public record somewhere, especially if it's talking about these priors. So Phyllis, you know, and you got all the kids living with you. Y'all live in a 1-bedroom house, a 2-bedroom house, and got everybody in the family living there but London. Can I get some public service to help me? Any of them in counseling? Can I get people to free me from this church? They're calling me about that baby dad. Why are you talking about him? Y'all talk about him like a dog, but y'all had that man hide in the house because he was with another woman, whatever that reason was for. And then Phyllis, you was hiding him in your house, trying to get Keita to set him up and get child support and shit. And when he quit paying child support and shit, you put him out. Now he in jail. And you're going to put on my page, we ain't got nothing to do with that. But I told you a long time ago, you need to get Keita independent, get her out the house, long before she got pregnant, before she started having sex. Keita's not a bad kid, but they scared of Phyllis. And now you done got yourself in a situation where you're going to be in jeopardy of losing your damn child because y'all sitting up there in corruption and shit, and y'all so terrified of Phyllis, y'all ain't saying shit. Well, Clark County know now whether they got the report or not. I'll be making some more phone calls today. You're not going to try to have me sent to prison for life and have folks trying to kill me, and I'm supposed to take up for your second family, and a lot of them motherfuckers that are doing shit, you trying to erase Jans. Jans got so close to me when Jans was sick. Me and my wife was going to clean his apartment out every day. Taking him food, taking him to the grocery store, helping him pay his bills. You told Jans, Dion trying to control you. Leave him alone. Don't tell me your business. Now he up there laying up in your house. And y'all scared. Because y'all was going around calling people, don't tell Dion you don't talk to me. Tell him we move. Well, I know where you at now. I got your address. And when I keep calling these prosecutors' office, I'm trying to find out where Darnell Carter is. Because I want to call him out and ask him to go back if he's still in office. Because I can't find him nowhere in the directory in Clark County. So if y'all Paines want to do something, y'all Church of God folks want to do something, and instead of preaching and coming against me and talking to Phyllis, once you call a press conference and use some of the money y'all got, that old money y'all got in y'all's treasury, and do a press conference and apologize to these families that I've named, and especially to me, regarding Phyllis, and y'all noticed she was under investigation because the prosecutor grew up in that church. The prosecutor's mother, Maxine Carter, is Adele Butler's sister. Adele Butler didn't like me. I had no problem with the Clark County Sheriff Department calling and investigating me. But y'all sure don't want to give me your name when I called and told you about Phyllis, and she got that damn child up there, and they had a state or a county worker sleep on my damn sister. And I'm trying to protect my sister, and my sister get mad at me and don't want to talk to me and throw up my face all the shit she did, you know. But when you didn't have shit, you know what you was going to eat. Because your dad was out there getting drunk. And your brother was out there hustling and doing what he needed to do, buying your mom cars and paying y'all's bills over there. And you was on Indiana then. And I was doing that stuff then. Working at Popeyes for James Ferguson. That was my first job. Met Shirley Murdoch in there a couple times. Next thing I know, I get robbed. Y'all laugh at me at the church. I get them testify about that night at church. I was 15, 16 years old. Working on a work permit, maybe in 14. I ran from Popeyes, Indiana Limestone, all the way to Grand East Street, and made it in time for church, and got them testified about it. James Ferguson saved my life that day. And then when I went to go do the lineup, James Ferguson wasn't nowhere to be found. The company made me do the lineup. James Ferguson, he had eyes on James Ferguson. James was sitting right there by the bathroom door, sitting there in the corner. We was in there laughing and talking. I told that guy, I said, man, you look nice. And that guy had on the hat, said retired. No fishing, no this, no that. Big, tall black dude. By himself. That motherfucker about 8'9". I called Phyllis. So I just got robbed. James went there, let me after the police and stuff left. James told me to go home. He said, "Don't go home and don't come out the house." I said, "Okay." I went to church. Called Phyllis. She laughed on the phone. I get to church. Oh, I'm giving a testimony. Y'all was laughing. Except Bert Karen. See, Bert Karen knew something special about me, and y'all was jealous. Two of you men that was beating on me in that church over there when I went to the altar, 8 years old, and told y'all I was called to preach. After I heard that powerful Sunday school lesson by David Payne down there in that kitchen, and he was talking about Samuel and Hannah, and I started asking questions. No, he wasn't my teacher. It was might have been Joan Cabin still, because Joan Cabin was a Sunday school teacher for a long time when I was young, back in the 70s. That's about when the time was, because David Payne was an active Sunday school teacher then with teenage boys or the intermediate class or something. We used to all walk across the street in Jesse Walker's house, which was the parsonage, but we'd be down in the basement. And when nobody hardly be in Sunday school, it would just be me, Bobby, Yolanda, Tanya Johnson, Daryl and Sam never did show up for Sunday school. You know. Matter of fact, they'd get up and walk out. They would get up and walk out of church in the middle of the service. All of them would, except Daryl. Like I said, Daryl was low profile. Daryl stayed in his own lane. Daryl was sickly. Something was wrong with his stomach or something. They used to pray for him all the time. He got real sick one Sunday, on Tuesday morning. I'll never forget it. And we was in there, and I was praying too. Because I always did love church. Prayer and singing was always my thing. And witnessing, I was always good at it. Dissecting scripture, even as a kid. But none of the young person in that church, it was always me. They send out no project. We'd be out there in Lincoln Park Circle, and they had me. And all the young people would be surrounding me, listening to me expound the word at 9, 10, 11 years old, right there on the South End of Columbus. And then some of the more privileged folks that went to the same school as I did would talk to the people. And then people throw me in the trash can. I'd be in church preaching. And then when I realized that people made fun of me being in church, I just started acting out because I was going through a lot of shit. People didn't want to hear it. I thought church was my safe place, and it wasn't. It was my horror. That's why I don't watch scary movies. It reminds me of church, really. I don't watch scary movies at all. I think the last scary movie I watched, I was about 6 years old. We lived at Joyce Avenue. It was The Birds. Remember when The Birds came out? We used to watch Night Owl Theater back in the 70s, and then when the lights go out, the whole screen would go. I was in that room one day, man. I used to have dreams bad. I would always dream about ravens and phoenix and eagles. As a child, Phyllis tell truth. She'll tell you. You know, Phyllis tell you if she's gonna be honest. She probably won't. She's a liar, habitual liar, sadistic, narcissistic. But I used to dream about them three birds, and Mom would come in the bedroom. And she said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, I'm seeing these birds. I said, "But they're not hurting me, they feed me." And I'll think about that story about the prophet. I was telling the story to Joseph just the other night on the phone about the raven. That's why I always, I don't say it to be funny. I always tell people, don't worry about murky water. Because everywhere God healed somebody, he touched somebody, it was in a dirty place. He got baptized Jordan River. God confirmed, this is my son whom I'm well pleased. Naaman, one of the biggest guys in war, 7 times. Jordan River. You know what I mean? Jesus healed the blind man, spit on the ground, put mud, boom, put a little mask on it. Dirty shit. You know what I mean? Most of the great leaders in the Bible, Moses was a murderer, had blood on his hand. He didn't make it to the promised land, but he still let him out of bondage. The physical bondage, they were still spiritually bound, but he took him, where he needed to go for his time, And I don't think I'm going to be around to see all this come to fruition, but the little gold nuggets that I give out to men, women, boys, girls, young and old, I hope that, that someone sits around them, whether it's privately or publicly, and cultivate that information, and you really get to let that stuff resonate. That the norm, man, is not accepting the truth. When we laugh and talk about folks, they laughed at Cat Williams. They laughed at, and he might have a sketchy past, but, I don't worry about what people say, per se. If it's meant for me, good, but if it's not, there's some truth in it. I'm going to take that truth, and I can take the rest of that shit, filter it out, and let it go somewhere else. But a lot of shit Cat Williams was talking about, we've been talking about it, a lot of shit that coming past. You know, but you never know people's trauma. Don't be listening to what people say. You know what I mean? Because I'm not done with you, and I'm really disappointed. And I really don't have any faith in the system. You know, I just wanted to be known. So if something do by chance happen to me, at least it's on the record in many places of what has happened to me as a child, what has happened to a lot of our family members, and a lot of you people that's left behind that's over 60 years old and have seen and witnessed this shit. But because you had some kind of hand in it, or you don't want to say nothing because you don't hurt nobody's feelings, that's your goddamn problem. I'm the traveling revolutionist. I'm going to leave a trail of truth one day at a time. If it hurt, it hurt. Put a band-aid on it, peroxide, witch hazel, whatever you got to do, put it on there. But what you're not going to do is sit here and be a hypocrite and act like you're doing shit when all you're doing is you doing the shakedown. You raising tithes and all these different offerings and all this shit like this and driving all these fancy cars. And I'm not against material shit because I ain't hating. You know what I mean? I've been telling you for years. I ain't made a car payment in years. You know what I mean? Because I got smart over years. You know, I always drove nice cars. It might not be brand new, but if you was married to me, you was going to drive something new. Might not have done it in my first, second, and third, but I did the example in this one. So no matter, like I tell people, no matter how aggravated I get with my wife, no matter how much aggravated I get with my children, you know what I mean? I'm still married to that woman, you know what I mean? But I'm just keeping it real. You know, when you go around and you get men that try to learn and make from their mistakes and they try to treat you right, and then you know they open the door, and I told her, I keep telling her, I told everybody, I told her own brothers now. You need to talk to your sister. I even told her sister Chrissy. I told her kids. You better talk to your mama. You know, but because I shouldn't have to sit and go around and be suffering, and people been sitting around me, and then the people that know me use her to manipulate to keep her mouth shut. Because now you got her in a situation because she's so confused now, but she's really in a place she don't want to be in, but she knows she don't really want to leave because I done uncovered all this shit, and her leaving is going to put her in a situation. I'm just being transparent. It's going to put her in a situation where she's going to really look dumb because you was married to a man that ain't done nothing, and you saw him go through all this sickness stuff. Your name was an emergency contact. The system knew because I reported. I'm not getting no support at home. My family ain't helping me, and that's when I chose my friend down there in Dayton, thinking he would look into those records and help me. So I don't know what happened with that, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I've spared a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people, and now I don't really give a damn how people feel. I don't give a fuck about you doing hate. People been trying to report me and take. I've been responding to Meta for the last 3 months. People trying to have my page taken down. You know, because I'm talking too much. I done got everything's exposed now. But you know, people don't want to see. They're so stuck in the past because they don't want to read. They don't want to turn the page. You know, they don't want the brand new life. They want to continue to be in envy and strife, and that's not cool. I gave you 38 minutes of my time, and I apologize if you know I embarrassed my children. I went on Facebook 2 years ago, and if I embarrassed my children, I apologize. But you know, at some point, you young ladies are going to have to wake up and realize that you are mothers now, and now you might not have no biological children, but you date ladies sometimes to have children, and you need to make sure that y'all need to hold shit accountable. Because now my grandchildren, they're going to grow up one day, and then they're going to be resentful and damaged to you. Because them kids have been traumatized on both sides. My in-laws, my adopted, my step grandchildren, and my biological grandchildren. Those children have been damaged and seen a whole bunch of shit. And these children are going to grow up one day and they're going to be damaged. And they're going to remind you with their actions and their words on what you've done. And if you all continue to live that toxic kind of lifestyle, nothing's good going to happen to you. Why you think I made the drastic change that I made in my life? Because I knew one day I was going to get old. And people don't give a damn about what your age is. The older you get, the more vulnerable you get, the more they think they can attack you. Like I told you, I'm a Pryor and a Charles first. I'm a Punch and a Davis. Okay? I got a whole bunch of DNA in me. A whole lot of different personality. Right? And all that combined in one, it's a dangerous situation to be doing taking lids off on this corruption. And, you know, Y'all want to listen to what people tell you, but you don't want to open a book and read documents. I can call out about 15 black men right now. 15 black men that were attached to me that know and see a lot of stuff that's going on, but because they don't have the balls, they might have physical testicles, but they don't have the heart and the guts. They fit in men. You know what I mean? They yes men. You know, I'm not a yes man. I'm not henpecked. You know what I'm saying? When you married, everybody know it. Women rule it. You know what I mean? We just the head, they the neck, and the body. Y'all better quit playing. Y'all ain't never been married. Y'all better talking all this shit about what the, yeah, y'all modern day wives. Yeah, all right, go ahead. Get some structure in your life. You got kids growing up and you passing on generational curses. You know what I mean? I could have chose the same role a lot of my family members chose. I could have chose that same energy a lot of my ex-wives have chose. Each one of my ex-wives, you know, each one of my ex-wives, from the first to the third, they all suffered and now have been exposed based on jumping on the bandwagon, lying and deceiving folks about me. Second wife, walking infection box. Strung out on cocaine. They didn't investigate her ass. I told her ass when she was going to college, get the fuck out that school. You ain't gonna get nothing for that. Her ass stayed at goddamn Bradford, got that paralegal degree, and she's smart as a whistle. But, you know, people get deceived and see all these Facebook and shit they be doing. Oh, hello, you know, all this squeeze shit, and they fucking shout at you and got some good. What that mean? Everybody can fuck. A duck, a dog can fuck. You know what I mean? If you ain't got no moral, that don't mean shit. Because that all that smart ass and that backstabbing shit got you walking around taking pills the rest of your goddamn life. And you don't know when you're going to have an outbreak or not. Now, you got to stick with that other dope thing, motherfucker. You with Tony. So all the shit, and you set me up to get jumped and shit a couple times too. I later found out. I tapped into one of them old phones you had. You don't know, I told you I'm counterintelligent. And I saw some of the messages you were sending all them dudes. You popped up at my house when I was right before I got married to Diane. Diane knew I was dealing with you and you was sending me money and I was homeless. You was helping me, Christina. But the whole time, you was helping me getting information, taking it back to Trina, trying to set me up. We could have fucked a couple times, been in your house a couple times. Your house out there in what's called, my wife knew it. I don't hide nothing from my wife. That's why y'all be sneaking and shit. My wife know. And especially now, the way you treated me and you let your family do me, I don't give a fuck what you do. You go out there and sleep with the whole world. I don't really want to sleep with you. But I don't want to catch nothing. So every now and then I'm going to have a little drink, get in there and blow her back out. I'm not going to disrespect her, mistreat her. But the door's open for anything I want to do. Because you're not going to deceive me. I swear to God about that. But you government folk and you other folk, yeah, I'm transparent. Y'all saw her, and every live I do, you hear her coughing and shit in the background. That's my damn wife. I told her, you know, you sit back and watch me fucking die, and then told people, you know, what's wrong with me, because you want to be 25, you're in a midlife crisis. That ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't my problem. The problem is I got corruption going on, and I literally died 3 times. It's on the record. And then the hospital told me, you got to die one more time. Man, my wife knew that, and she looked at them. She looked at me like she looked at people like. I said, yeah, you got to die one more time because you don't have a history of being diabetic, which I don't. I just keep coding out. My glucose keep dropping. Endocrinologists won't see me because they say you got to have 4. I've only coded out 3 times. I coded out once in Troy. I coded out again in West. It was in my sleep at the hospital. And my last time I coded out was right in Columbus. It was last year. Like my glucose went down to 30. Trina was lying to my pregnancy. I was getting up every morning, 2 and 3 o'clock, sending my blood sugar reports to Javina and Trina and my daughter. You know what I mean? And then the same people that referred me to the place I was in, I defend myself. A little racist boy assaulted me, and one of the members over at damn New Salem owns some property over there, and come to find out she ain't even licensed. But then when I found out where church she went to, I started talking about her pastor, Keith Troy. She started retaliating. I called the state on her. Called the House Civil Rights Commission. House Civil Rights Commission, lady got smart, investigated a woman. Her name was Basita Richardson. We're at 80 Euclid Avenue. Come to find out it wasn't even a boarding house. It was a goddamn treatment center. And people went online and said I was on drugs, and they referred me to a goddamn treatment center right down out there in the Bury district. And I had to sell my car. People out the line saying I was on drugs. Cause you got to pay to park out there. I ain't even know it. I'm asking her, as you run the program, you say you licensed. You know, you stole my money. After the boy, I whooped that. We wanted to kill that white boy. I really did. She a black woman. And her husband's a past master or something. St. Mark's. Police came, surrounded the place. Trina saw it. Police was there. The police made me leave. But Cedar Richardson took up for the white guy and had hid the white boy, and then sent everybody a letter because I started making calls to the state about her, and the people that was living in there was doing drugs. They had me. They put me in the had me going up 37 steps. Keeper, you been by there. You know how they had me up in that place over there. I had to go up 37 steps. Uh, Toria's daughter, my little baby, she came over there. Janira came and see me and visit me, her and her friend at the time. She's on those steps I had to go up to get in that room. And at that time, I was supposed to be in therapy. And I had to cancel my therapy because I had a stroke. I wear a brace. I use a cane too, but I don't use it because it cramps my style. I'm supposed to be on a cane and everything. But I got to push myself, keep going because I don't want to depend on the system. Look what depend on the system got me. You know what I'm talking about? And David Sanders, all y'all, I offered to pay him. Just come around, man. I pay you to come around that way because I don't drive no more. You know, my vision is messed up. I had cataracts. The people over here, out there in the hood, black people out there in the community, the divine vision. You know, I asked them always. Anybody knew me? I don't wear Medicaid glasses. I always buy designer frames. As soon as you walk in the place, they got a whole showcase. I'll pay out of pocket. I just want my exam and stuff taken care of, you know, something like that. They made me pay a copay, made me pay for Medicaid glasses, full price, didn't send me a bill. The whole time I told them, hey, Edna Better Help playing game. Edna Better Help didn't pay for the visit. They took a glaucoma test. They told me they think I had glaucoma. I get there, they take the test. 3 days later, I'm having blackouts. My eyes and stuff, my vision going out. My whole left eye went out for like a day or two. So I called and it's running with water like Ray Charles. I'm thinking I'm going blind. I'm legally blind in this eye anyway. It's my left. Whichever. I'm legally blind in one of my eyes. My dad is the right. I'm on the left, I think. Whatever my dad's is, I'm the opposite. So I get to the place out here on Crosswinds. I go inside. When I go in there to meet the lady, kind of find out she's from Toledo. We know a lot of the same Kojic folk down there. She's not Kojic, but we know a lot of the same people. We in there talking, and we got so busy talking that my exam time went over, but she still took care of it. They took the test and everything like that. And then I had to check with my eye. I call her. The lady, some African lady, gets on the phone, argues with me, and tells me I got to pay because my insurance won't cover it. That's considered an emergency visit. I said, well, if that's an emergency visit, then why did you take the test? And I'm telling you, I'm having problems since the test. Argue back and forth, back and forth. Billing department called me. They overcharged me. Then they said, no, we're going to break it even because your insurance is doing this. All this time, they're not telling me that Edna Better Health has denied all my claims. The same insurance company I was telling the attorneys and the lawyers and all this about, they cover up this fraud, and they deny claims. I'm still getting bills from Ohio. Edna Better Health. So, make a long story short, I call them. I had another attack because they refused to call me. So then I call the doctor. I go on my chart, and they refer me out to an ophthalmologist out in Grove City. I go out, I know I got cataracts. And not only did I pay for the glasses on my credit card, and I think I paid the copay with cash. They didn't want to refund my money because I usually wear Ray-Ban Fat Farm. I think I used to wear what's some glasses I used to wear back in the day. I forget what they were, but gazelles, whatever you call it. I used to wear those back in the day. But make a long story short, like these here are Fat Farm, you know, because you're Medicaid, they get your cheap ass glasses and they don't work. They did the prescription wrong. When I went to the ophthalmologist, couldn't find out the strain. They got worse on my eye too because they did the measurement wrong. I called the people. Now I have a conversation with the owner just the other day. Like, why are you billing me? I just paid an additional. Not only did I pay the $200 and some odd dollars with Divine for Medicaid glasses that I didn't even want, I had to go to Walmart out in Hilliard and order me a whole nother pair, pay $200 and some odd dollars for that frame. Then I had to pay for the lens. Then I had to go back and pay again because my prescription was done wrong and the ophthalmologist had to correct the prescription. So now I got to take eye drops forever until I can find out when I can get back in to get this stuff. See, this is all the stuff y'all created, Trina Lane Hopkins. You know, I really was dealing with some issues, and I'm fighting it, Edna Better Health. When it gets exposed, when the case manager tells me about the corruption, they fire her, reassign me with a new case manager who's a nurse, Flora Yee, and I ain't heard from her since October. Now Edna's closed. The state won't help me with my appeal process. All my appeals have been blocked. You know, all my statutes is expired. You know what I mean? I have no health insurance. I got my retirement Social Security benefits. Thank God for that. But now I don't have any medical coverage. You know what I mean? But Medicaid and Medicare. You know, I'm always going to have Medicare. That's my primary. But in regards to going to my specialists and stuff like that, I can't go. And what's so crazy, I was due to go in for my exam because I was doing a lot of falling and stuff again. You see what I'm talking about? This is the kind of stuff y'all create, Trina. You know, because I'm talking about corruption and y'all get up and talk about what I'm not doing. And then I call attorneys about civil rights because I can't sue for malpractice now unless I come up with 10 grand. And I'm not going to pay 10 grand to the state or any attorney in the state when all someone has to do is hold the state accountable. And they'll give me a small fraction of something, I'm sure. But I haven't even got 3%. You know, I've had insurance for years all across the board. And then when they would cut out, do all this crazy stuff, never been sanctioned. I would win every hearing I ever went to on the county level. I've won, and that saying those counties retaliated against me. If the state pays your premium, why am I paying co-pays? If the state pays my premium to my primary, then why am I still paying for medication? And my medication, most of it is narcotic. Imitrex, Nurtec, headaches, migraine. Preventive and to keep them sustained. You know what I mean? Because I had major brain trauma. So I got 30% strength in my left side. You know, you look at my hands, this hand here and this hand here, you can see the difference in size. I've been playing with you. You know, y'all play all these games, and now you've manipulated and done some stuff to me, and now I'm not supposed to be mad. I want your fat ass in prison. And I want these goddamn politicians that's covered up, I want them in jail too. And that's definitely what I say on these state lines. You cover up, and I always ask for a name. And then when they start playing these games, I tell them, when I do get my justification, you are on the list to be convicted of a crime. Because now you are committing crimes because you're covering up federal and state crimes. Because that state carrying stuff, and I even call it DC. The Civil Rights Division, you know, they give you these appeals. They give you a number to call in D.C. They give you a number. Stay here. They give you a number. Yeah, they give you a number to call in the back. I called them. And this letter was dated in October. You know, and I understand it, but ain't gonna worry about it. I just hope that joint chair lady calls me. And if she don't, I'm just going to keep speaking up for the truth. You know, I did talk to the Democrat district. I didn't know that. Now, I will say this. I'm novice on this part. I didn't know that you had to call your specific district to report stuff like that. So I called the representative in my district in the zip code 43119. And I'm just going, I'm sorry, Gizmo. I didn't mean to step on your foot, baby. So I'm waiting for him to call me. I'm waiting for this joint lady to call me. And I'm waiting for someone from DSCC to call me. And I'm hoping that a politician will call. And in the event that I do, an attorney does sue and it goes into, I want 80% of that money donated to any person that's been victimized in the church and there's not been that because, you know, I try to help people, man. And I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to be vindicated. I want everybody that's been hurt down through the year, male, female, black, white, yellow. Name me my black and brown sisters and brothers. But there's other motherfuckers out there that's been victimized and been hurt and traumatized and ain't getting no help and have done it the legal way. And then your civil rights have been violated. Yeah. And the reason why I call it out, those when I be calling out them celebrity attorneys, because I've called them. See what I'm talking about? See, they'll come down when a brother get murdered, but then they're gonna go against no state. I ain't known of it. I called Ben Crump's office, and I'm known to be. And this is a young lady that I had a dear crush on years ago. I despise her now, but the young lady used to call me Johnny Cochran. You the Johnny Cochran of Ohio, man. I just don't have, the paperwork to go behind me getting them courtrooms. If I wanted to represent myself and I had, a certain amount in reserve, I know I win the case. I'd be a good goddamn child lawyer. You can believe that. Civil rights lawyer too. So I appreciate it. I'm gonna do some shorts maybe today, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If I get information and it's, because I'm going through here. I usually watch around this time on Wednesdays from 9 to about 12. Y'all watch anything I put up. I make edits or comment on it if I need to make apology or any statements I might need to retract. I try to be transparent. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. And I've given you 45 minutes and 16 seconds of my time. And I really hope that you all continue to think about, the things that you've done. There's a consequence of what you did. And rather than me do it in a negative way, whether you don't like this method or not, you did it. I did it. And I don't appreciate it. I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to damn who you are. Especially if you got blood running through your veins with me, cousins and shit like that. My children, I never buried my own children. And I talk strong to my children since the day they came out their mama's vagina. Deanna, I tell you, she got a whole bunch of damn mouth. She got it from her daddy, her mama, grandma, and some other folk too. One damn thing about it. Nay, she know too. Gat, she definitely know. I don't do that hierarchy shit. Only thing I ever told my children, if you older than this one, it's your job to take care of that one. And if you don't, I'm holding you accountable. Even when the situation was going on with my baby girl, I held my oldest daughter accountable. I didn't give a damn how my baby girl was moving. I told Deanna, you look out for your sister, and she is weird. I'm weird. But that's your sister still. And you gonna look out for her. And Deanna did. Did she want to? Hell no, but she did, because I told her to. But then that child started acting weird, and mom started putting shit in their head. They doing all this weird shit, hiding, doing shit, putting us in jeopardy of a lot of legal shit this little girl was doing, and using us to do it. And the mom sitting there gaslighting shit behind the scene, because this whole time she acting out like this, and I didn't even know at that time that my father-in-law was raping her. I had raped her, and it had already gone on. He had already been convicted and dead. Not one apology, and I ain't apologizing to you. You hear me? You lucky I don't remember your address. You lucky I don't remember your address. I'll send authorities to your damn house right now. But you better hope and pray that false God you praying to answer your prayer, and nobody from DCS called me, because I'm gonna be beating that phone up all damn day on DCS, or however y'all call it. I know another motherfucker from higher ground that worker at DCSCT used to be retired. Let me call your goddamn name out too. Harold Kimbrough, if you still alive and you walk around all these shiny suits and shit, and you hang around Cha-Cha and all them and Greg Watkins and all them over there, you get on that goddamn phone over at DSCC and make some calls for me. Y'all motherfuckers done blocked me over there, and Greg Watkins, I never done a goddamn thing to you. And you know how I was nice to that young man that played for me, and how nice I was. And when he stayed at your house and at my house, and I would look out for that young man, I ain't never talked bad about him or you. And you got me blocked. Probably because I'm talking about your goddamn grandpa or your uncle, whoever Sherman is to you. And you know I know the business. I know Sherman very damn well. I used to date his damn niece, Denise. Yeah, Uncle Pluck. I know Uncle Pluck. I used to date your goddamn cousin. I never knew that you was related to them, Greg Walker. But I used to date Denise. Denise's twin. Yeah, they mama live in Georgia. Yeah, I used to date Denise. Her baby daddy used to beat the hell out of her, and when she left me, and his baby mama work at the damn Department of Job and Family Service out there in damn North Plaza. So Greg Walker, I don't know why you would act like that to me. And Cha-Cha, you know I know you, and I ain't never done nothing bad to you, and you got me blocked too. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Keep on singing that soprano, baby. You still fine as hell. I should have snatched your ass up when David was treating you bad, David Woody. I should have snatched your ass up before I got married. Because I was crazy about your ass, and you know I was, Cha-Cha. I don't give a damn if you act like you tell people you don't know me or not. I was crazy as hell about Miss I.W., and I'm going to leave it at that. That just show I know you. I know you real well. I knew you before you was where you at today. Raymond Hodge, too. I know all of y'all. I ain't never badmouthed none of y'all. And Raymond was a gaslighter. Did a lot of shit. But I ain't going to talk about Raymond. Touch, I have some flashbacks, baby. You know how my first wife was doing crazy shit? But we ain't going to get into that. But Cha-Cha, I ain't never done no bad shit. I was wild back then. But you know me. And Greg Watkins, if you got me blocked, you better unblock me and call your goddamn uncle Pluck, and tell him to call Denise and tell Denise how a good person I was. I treated Denise real good. Yeah. Yeah, so see, I'm up there talking about all days white women now. I've dated a whole bunch of them. I just didn't sleep with a lot of white women. I've dated a whole bunch of them. Beautiful ones too. Big, juicy, beautiful ones. And Denise was a good girl. Denise Taylor, that was her last name, Denise Taylor. And I talked to Denise for a little while. And I found out she had that baby by that knucklehead nigga. I quit talking to her. Because he used to beat the hell out of her. I ain't never put my hands on Denise. Me and Denise used to sit there and get tore up. Me and Denise used to drink Michelob together. We lived out there. I used to live with her too. Sure did. Me and Denise lived together out there on goddamn, I just remembered that too. I was like, how do I know Greg Walker? And I started putting two together. I know Uncle Pluck. Yep, sure do. They Denise. That's Pluck's sister child. I don't even know if Uncle Pluck talked to us. I always called him Uncle Pluck. And he asked one time, how you know my name? And he found I was dating Denise. Because Denise didn't even go to that damn church. Never did, as far as I knew. Denise at that time was the conservative one. Denise was the one who was off the goddamn chain. We used to all party together because they used to all come to the club. I DJ'd and get drunk. So now we got a connection, Greg Walker. Unblock me because I've been sharing a lot of your music. When you were doing all them tours and shit, I was putting your shit out there. I ain't asking you for no favors, but you've been to my home too. You've been to my home, Greg Watkins. I ain't never done nothing to you. And you're a talented man. But don't let me read your ass. I don't give a damn how much juice you got and who your family's connected to. You blocked me for no goddamn reason. Why? Because you was covering for that young man? I ain't going to air him out because he's still like a son to me, and I ain't got no goddamn son. My son, it was in the urn that I disposed of about 12 years ago, finally. Dominique Lamar was my son's name. That would have been his name. Yeah. That's seared in my head. And Stanley Wood, you talk about me like a goddamn dog. You the one that did a damn funeral in my goddamn living room, me and that young lady's home. And Phyllis never showed up. So you priors and my kids that lied, or some of you kids that lied and said I didn't have a son, and that little Puerto Rican motherfucker, y'all want to call my son ain't no goddamn kid to me. My son died. And my own mother didn't come support that, but I was there when your goddamn son died that you helped kill. You sent him to the goddamn slaughter. I was there for you. Every tragedy you ever had, Phyllis, I was there for you. When you was getting your ass whooped. And that man kept promising to take me to goddamn Kings Island. I didn't even go to Kings Island. No amusement parks ever in my goddamn life. Talking about a young lady named Jennifer. I ain't gonna say her last name. She introduced me to Cedar Point. And I was in my goddamn 30s. Late 20s probably. You know, but I got scared because I'm epileptic. I was told I was never allowed to do all that shit. But that man, Daryl Davis, was telling you, oh yeah, I love you, Phil. But the reason why, because his sister was a lesbian and she wanted you, but you didn't want to do it, so she was sleeping with Rowley and that other dude that used to live across the street that had them dome and pinchers. All y'all was hoes out there. Lottie used to mess around with Mr. Joe, and he was raping her and her kids, and you were supposed to call the police and never did. And I had to call the police right there in Joyce Avenue. And Uncle Hoppy had to come over and shoot that goddamn man to save your life because you was about almost half dead in that damn house on 2684. And I called Uncle Hoppy, and he went and snatched up Uncle Richard, and they came over there and he shot that goddamn boy in his ass. And I've been looking for Daryl Davis for years, and I quit looking for him. I ran into Irma. Irma was another one. Vance's mama. We live right here. Raleigh lived right there. Joe Carroll's brother, and Irma and Vance live right there. Lottie lived across the street with Joe, who was a pedophile, right? And you can't tell me you raised me to be a racist, because the first girlfriend I ever really had lived right across the street. Her name was Stephanie. Her dad was a taxi driver. Real sophisticated little Indian girl, I think it was. And I had a little girl living on the new named Timmy. She'd come around my house. And you said, now she a bull dagger. I don't want she gonna be a bull dagger. And you hung around bull daggers and homosexuals. That's what y'all used to call them back in the day. So Phyllis, yeah, you caused me a lot of damage, baby. Yeah, you caused me a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, speaking of Raymond, my first wife I never forget, she put me in jail on Christmas morning. She put me in jail on Christmas morning. Raymond lived on Cassidy. And I stayed in his goddamn house. Yep. Because Child bought me some goddamn, Child wasn't a big cook. Her mother-in-law made a plate. David's mama, she was doing hair. And y'all bought me, Cha bought me a goddamn plate. See, I have memory. I remember people that have been nice to me. Cha bought me a goddamn plate of food. Dropped off because her and Raymond was real close. Bought me that damn food over Raymond's on Cassidy. Because Raymond had them foster kids. I was right there in Raymond's goddamn house, sleeping in his living room. And Raymond always did lay out the best for me. You know, Raymond did. But he was a gaslighter, though. You know, he was one of my brothers that, get the middle shit and disappeared. Me and his mom was real cool. She come out and play tabernacle. Raymond did too. He ain't there. So I know, Raymond, you know about them goddamn people over there. Because you was cool with them Rogers. But make a long story short, a lot of these people I've been knowing them for years. Remember Charlie singing the choir, Buster, all them. I used to hang around them. I just wasn't apostolic because I was visiting. Remember I told you I preached my trial sermon at Quandary Wilson Church. When I preached at that church, they had just split. The Great Emmanuel split had just happened. When I first came to Columbus, I think it was. Because Quandary was over Great Emmanuel. They was all together. Shouts in Portsmouth. His wife was down there. Sherman Walker was over there high ground. That's when that mean man. I thought it was twins for a year. Wilbur. Wilbur be sitting there cool, calm, black over in that pulpit. I'm just talking now about some memories I have. Just to let y'all know people I know around here. I used to be around all y'all same people that I guess y'all forgot. Maybe I talk too much. I don't know. But a lot of us used to go too. I never went to church concerts. The young lady that Jackie Delaney took up to Cleveland. They used to take, man, we always used to hang out. Me, Helen, my goddaughter. We used to go to all the John P. Key concerts when John P. Keys come to the vets. Shit, me, Helen, Tiffany, Big Tiffany, Marvin. We used to go, man. We traveled together like the goddamn mob. And I didn't go in public a lot. I'd be at my house because I would always be cooking while they'd be out doing their thing. They come to my house on Friday night, and I have a whole bunch of food they're cooking for them. And all the young folks would come. I'm not even talking about kids. I'm talking about young. They was like out of high school. Big Tiffany, Marvin, Tiffany. My goddaughter, she was always with me. If she wasn't with me, she was with Carolyn. She wasn't there was with Helen. Stephanie was under Helen, the boys, but Calista was over with Carolyn and me. Them twins. All the motherfuckers know me. The twins still talk to me though. That little thick one though, that cute motherfucking girl. I ain't gonna say her name. Shit, they crazy as hell. I ain't gonna have them come and shoot me. I'm crazy ass girl. Them girls crazy as hell. But that little short man, I've been loving that girl for a long time. That girl's so sweet. Oh, Lucy, Lulu, whatever her name was. Lulu. I remember y'all, man. I remember all y'all, man. Shit, I wouldn't put my hands on y'all motherfucking kids. Shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all was going through over there, but I tell you one goddamn thing, it wasn't me. It was my guy, it was all these goddamn hillbillies over here. My father-in-laws and shit. But shout out to Bill though, because Bill looked out for me. My first father-in-law, that man, he wouldn't tell me about his daughter. Told me she wasn't no good, leave her. After she went out there and robbed that goddamn gas station and went to jail and shit, and I helped her get off after a pair of bond, all kinds of shit. That bitch went on and got back with the motherfucker that was stole shit. I tried to look out for her son. That motherfucker go out and tell me I ain't never done nothing for. Every man Serena got with stole from them goddamn kids. I went out and bought that boy a damn 300. I bought him two. One first I bought Ohio State. What's something? Be a Michigan fan now. Somebody told me. He grew up Ohio State fan because he wanted to do everything Bill did. Bill and Thomas. And that motherfucker walk around here and had that damn starter coat. I bought that boy a triple goose I bought my Triple Goose OSU coat. That goddamn General stole it. I went over to whoop his ass. I pop over there, Serena come talking about, can you come over and see the kid? And this motherfucker raising hell high and shit. I tell him, let me tell you something, man. You talk crazy hearing from my kids on Christmas. I said, have you told them about me? I'll leave. 15 minutes later, I get a call. They live on Sullivan. They live on Sullivan Richardson. Called me talking about some. Lang, he stole the jacket. And I just said, well, bitch, I just married y'all in jail. You said you loved him. I wasn't shit. Matter of fact, when we got divorced, you had a damn party, divorce party. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. But you've been lying. Y'all been lying on the truth. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't never tried to read my former wife, but after that shit that you did, and I got the paperwork now posted about my father-in-law raped my daughter, and that woman came to you knowing that her dad was raping her child. I never seen that child. Y'all saw the child before I did. And you didn't even call and give me the heads up. And then when I confronted you, you denied it. That's what's so wild about it. And you don't worry about it. You know, have a good day. And I might not even go live no more today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm angry that I'm just trying to contain with some discipline. This information I got don't want to come out. Because really a video I got on my phone. Someone sent me. I really want to share it. I really want to share it, but I don't really have the energy to really go on. This really cause a legal problem if I share this video. You know, but I'm gonna save that video, and I'll laugh at that preacher. That person is connected. That preacher selling that dope out that bag of that church though. But when that come out, I keep this video, and if I'm ever subpoenaed in the court, then I'll share it. But I got some shit for y'all. You know, I just don't do like some of these, you know, real people, because I'm not a blogger, and I don't want to put myself in that category. Even though I'm probably doing blogger stuff, I don't want to be considered as that. You know, they're about to make some serious changes in this space right here. You know, so I just, there was real conversation, like keep it non-profit and just expose corruption, leave it at that, you know. But, I just want to make some awareness today without cussing you out and getting too belligerent. I wanted to really sit down and talk to you, let you know kind of where I'm feeling, you know, and the shit that I know. And this is why a lot of information, and I'm telling you, a lot of y'all know for years I had this information, and that's why people control narratives. And I'm, like I told the state every time I call, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a law-abiding citizen exercising my constitutional rights. But we ain't got no constitution. Constitution is do as I say, not as I do. We gonna end up with a constitution in the middle of a revolution, getting a whole bunch of substitution with no resolution. Can I get some help? Can y'all help me? Can you please like, share, and subscribe? I'm out. Thank you. Peace out. Just got some on the hot off the press.